Have you ever heard those for chilling words? Let's step outside. Whether it's a packed bar, a tense family gathering, or even an unexpected workplace confrontation, this seemingly simple phrase is almost never a good sign. It's a classic, dangerous invitation to escalate a conflict, and how you choose to respond can have shockingly serious, life-altering consequences for your safety, your reputation, and even your legal standing. Most people get it terribly wrong, thinking it's just idle talk or that they need to puff up their chest and save face. But what if doing the tough thing is actually the fastest way to make the dumbest mistake of your life? Get ready to uncover the 10 crucial things you should absolutely never do when someone asks you to step outside, and how avoiding these common pitfalls could save you from a world of hurt. First off, here's a brutal, undeniable truth you need to internalize. Don't ever assume it's just a talk. This is perhaps the most dangerous misconception. When someone asks you to step outside, it is exceedingly rare that they're genuinely seeking a friendly chat or a calm, rational resolution to a disagreement. Assuming it's harmless, or that you can simply talk them down, can immediately put you in an incredibly vulnerable, exposed position. Often, this phrase is simply code for escalating a disagreement, and that escalation can very quickly turn physical, even violent. Psychology Today, a leading voice in behavioral science, points out that a staggering number of street-level conflicts ignite precisely because of basic misunderstandings about initial intent. One person thinks it's a verbal spat. The other sees it as a prelude to a punch. So, always be on high alert. Take a moment to assess the situation, the other person's body language, their tone, their level of intoxication, the environment itself, and be deeply cautious, even suspicious, before agreeing to anything. Thinking you're going to talk it out could be your first, and most fatal, error. Your guard should be up from the very first syllable. And if you feel that primal surge of anger, that rush of adrenaline threatening to take over, remember this critical rule: don't respond with aggression. It's incredibly tempting to match someone's hostile energy, especially if you feel genuinely threatened, deeply insulted, or publicly challenged. Your brain screams, fight back, show them you're not afraid. But responding with aggression, whether that's yelling, resorting to swearing, or engaging in aggressive body language like posturing or puffing out your chest, only pours highly flammable fuel on a rapidly growing fire. It turns a simmering disagreement into a raging inferno. Instead, you must force yourself to do the opposite. Keep your tone calm, keep your voice steady, and crucially, maintain non-threatening body language. This isn't about weakness, it's about strategic control. Not only does this powerful composure help to actively de-escalate a potentially dangerous situation, but it also unequivocally demonstrates immense maturity and formidable self-control. True power isn't about matching aggression. True power is maintaining your composure when everyone else loses theirs. It's about being the eye in the storm, guiding the situation away from disaster. Now, for a mistake that could leave you utterly defenseless and completely isolated, don't go alone. This is one of the absolute biggest blunders, a mistake that seasoned security professionals warn against constantly. If you feel pressured to step outside, under no circumstances should you ever go by yourself. If you can, immediately ask a trusted friend, a colleague, or a completely neutral third party to accompany you. This is non-negotiable. There's undeniable safety in numbers. Having a witness, a second pair of eyes, can powerfully deter someone from acting out physically or from later claiming something utterly fabricated about what happened outside. Think about it. A bully is less likely to escalate if they know there's someone else watching, someone who can call for help, or someone who can back up your story. If you're in a public place like a bar, a restaurant, or an event venue, immediately alert staff or security to what's happening. Don't whisper, make it clear. Going so low is like willingly walking into a trap with your eyes wide open and your hands tied. It's an invitation for them to do whatever they want with no repercussions. This next one is a literal lifesaver, yet it is so often dismissed or ignored in the heat of the moment. Do and ignore your instincts. Your gut feeling, that sudden knot in your stomach, the inexplicable chill running down your spine, or the hair standing up on your neck. This is your body's ancient, primal warning system. It's a powerful, finely tuned tool that has evolved over millennia to protect you. If something feels off, if that little voice in your head screams danger, it probably is. Dismissing or overriding your instincts can lead you directly into profoundly dangerous, often irreversible, situations that you could have easily avoided had you just listened to yourself. Trust yourself. Empower yourself to say an emphatic no, to turn around decisively, or to simply walk away without a word. Your personal safety should always come first, no matter what anyone else thinks, how they try to shame you, or how they try to manipulate your pride. Don't let a momentary fear of looking weak override your fundamental survival wiring. That instinct could be the only thing standing between you and serious harm. And speaking of irreversible consequences, this next one could haunt you for years, even decades. Don't forget about the legal consequences. Physical altercations, even those you feel were absolutely justified in self-defense, can have shockingly serious and long-lasting legal repercussions. Even if you genuinely believe you're defending yourself against an aggressor, you could very easily end up facing charges for assault, battery, or even more severe offenses, depending on the outcome. Legal experts across the board like those at FinLaw constantly remind us that assault and battery laws vary wildly by state, but most simply do not favor those who willingly enter a consensual street fight regardless of who throws the first punch or who started it verbally. The law often views both parties as willing participants in an illegal act. Always consider the potential fallout. Hefty fines, court appearances, a criminal record that follows you, potentially jail time, and the devastating impact on your career and future opportunities. That quick, fleeting victory could literally cost you everything. Your freedom, your reputation, your livelihood, all on the line. Here's a common, insidious trap many people fall into, especially men. Don't try to save face, pride, that fleeting desire to not look weak or to avoid perceived humiliation in front of others, can be an incredibly dangerous and irrational motivator. Far too many individuals agree to step outside, even when their instincts scream danger, solely because they don't want to appear to back down or be seen as chicken. They fear the public judgment more than the physical threat. But there's absolutely nothing brave about putting yourself in harm's way, risking serious injury, or plunging yourself into legal trouble, all for the sake of appearances. In fact, it's the opposite. Real strength isn't about being an unstoppable brawler or an invincible tough guy. Real strength is knowing precisely when to walk away, when to choose wisdom, foresight, and self-preservation over a fleeting, misguided sense of ego. The truly strong individual understands that avoiding an unnecessary fight is the ultimate victory, and if, despite all warnings, you do find yourself somehow stepping outside, remember this mundane but critically important detail. Don't leave your belongings unattended. In heated moments, when your adrenaline is pumping and your focus is entirely on the confrontation, it's incredibly easy to completely forget about your wallet, your phone, your keys, your bag, or other valuable possessions. But losing your essentials can instantly turn an already bad situation into an exponentially worse one. Imagine getting into a scuffle, suffering an injury, and then realizing your phone is gone and you can't call for help or an ambulance. Or your wallet is missing, leaving you stranded. Keep your essentials on you, in your pockets, secured to your person. Or, if you absolutely must, if there is literally no other choice, ask someone you implicitly trust, someone who is genuinely on your side and won't abandon them, to watch them for you. Don't let a volatile situation become a complete, multi-layered disaster. This next one can transform a verbal spat into a violent confrontation in mere seconds, irrevocably changing the trajectory of the situation. Don't escalate with threats. Threatening someone, even if you feel you're doing it purely in self-defense, or simply to show you're serious and won't back down, can instantly turn a heated verbal disagreement into a physical one. You are essentially giving them a justification, and in the eyes of the law, you might be seen as the instigator, even if they initially provoked you. Furthermore, any threats you utter, especially if they are recorded or overheard, can be twisted, used against you, and potentially lead to criminal charges later if things truly get out of hand in court. Instead, stick rigorously to calm, assertive communication. Avoid making any statements, verbal or physical gestures, that you might profoundly regret once the dust settles and the lawyers get involved. Keep your words measured, your actions restrained. Your goal is de-escalation, not provocation. And finally, this vital tip is often completely ignored, yet it's perhaps the easiest to implement. Don't ignore your environment. Before you even think about stepping outside, or if you're already there, pay razor-sharp attention to your surroundings. Is the area well lit? Are there security cameras present and visible? Are there other people nearby who could serve as witnesses, intervene if necessary, or call for help? Stepping outside into a secluded, dimly lit alleyway, or an area with no witnesses, drastically increases your risk of harm and reduces your chances of proving what actually happened. If you absolutely must go, if there's no other way to avoid it, immediately suggest moving to a safer, more public location where there are eyes, potential help, and a chance for the aggressor to back down without losing face in a secluded spot. The environment can be your biggest ally or your worst enemy. Choose wisely. The bottom line is simple, but powerful. Knowing what not to do when someone tells you to step outside is crucial, but having a proactive plan for what you should do is just as important. Stay calm, trust your instincts, and above all, prioritize your safety and long-term well-being over your fleeting pride. Because the cold, hard truth is that most conflicts, especially those that escalate to physical violence, are simply not worth the massive risk to your physical health, your mental peace, your future opportunities, or your freedom. By keeping a cool head, employing smart, tactical choices, and understanding these dangerous pitfalls, you can confidently navigate tense moments and avoid unnecessary trouble that could genuinely derail your life forever. Have you ever been in a situation where someone told you to step outside? How did you handle it, and what invaluable lessons did you learn from that experience? Share your story and your advice in the comments below. Your insights could help someone else avoid a costly mistake.